Hi, I'm Miss Carmen. I'm here today to talk to you about environment. Our environment is everything around us, and everything around us consists of anything that we can use our five senses for. That would be seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching. So if you can use any of those five senses, that is part of your environment. That does not mean we're going to go lick the table because it's got germs, which are also part of our environment. But if you knock on the table, you can hear it, you can see it. If it's dirty, you can smell it, and you can touch it. But please don't taste your table. Okay, today we're going to talk about the story of the Lorax. And the Lorax is a creature in this book called the Lorax, and his job is to save the trees. So if we go to the page where he's talking to another creature called the Onceler. Okay, the Onceler comes to town and he decides he's going to cut down a tree, a Truffula tree. When he cuts down a tree, he decides to make something called a sneed, which is like a sweater, a pair of pajamas, a jacket, anything you want it to be. And he takes that sneed and he sells it. And he finds, oh, this is great. I can make a lot of money. So greed takes over. So he cuts down more trees and makes more sneeds and sells more sneeds and makes more money until one day he comes to the very last tree. And he cuts down that tree and he makes his very last sneed and sells it. And then he realizes that he cannot make any more money. So he goes into his home and he hides out until one day a boy comes to him and asks him how we can get more Truffula trees back, how they can grow more trees. The Onceler says, hold on, I have one last seed. And he tells the boy to go plant that seed. So why do you think that the Onceler gave the boy the last seed? I think he felt guilty about how he changed the environment and everybody and everything in that environment went away. So he finally learned his lesson. Now, how do we get more trees with just one seed? If we think about the oak tree, it drops acorns every year. And when those acorns land into the dirt and the dirt is fertile, then a new tree will grow. And that's exactly how they got more Truffula trees. So today we're going to make a project. We are going to make our very own Truffula tree. To do this, you need a cotton ball, and I colored these for fun. And I made a little hole in the center, and then I took some glue and put it on the end of the straw, and I just stuck the cotton ball on. Now, if you want a funky looking tree, you can play with the cotton ball and you can change the shape. There you go. So there's two Truffula trees. Now, this is a great book, but I want to tell you something. When you're reading in your classroom and your teacher says it's time to put your books away, how do you know when it's time, when next time that you come, that where you left off? Well, today we're going to make something today. This is the Lorax, and he's going to help us remember where you left off in your book. So you're going to take this, and you're going to cut it out to look like this, and then you're going to fold the 2 points so it looks like a little hand puppet. Then you're going to take glue and put glue right there and then close it back up. And then here you have the little Lorax. Now, let's just say that I was reading the Lorax and I left off on this page. I can take the Lorax bookmark and just stick it there and close my book. So then next time when it's time to read books, I can just open up to that and say, oh, that's where I left off. And that's how the Lorax can remind you to take care of the trees in your environment.